Welcome to LSR Live. It's good to be with you guys again on another 4 p.m., 3 p.m. Central LSR Live. I'm your host, Scott Ritzema, and we've got an interesting show today to talk about the benefits of healthy foods, but where to get and how to get natural foods. And we're going to talk about this from a biblical basis, from just a human basis. We're going to talk to Mitchell Hagen from Country Life about healthy lifestyle products. Welcome to our program. And guys, I am hitting these hard this week. I know most of you have picked those up at the LSR store. If you haven't, Revitagard, the throat spray, Revita Sinus, the nasal spray. And the reason is somebody in my family's got it. Again, what is this thing that's going around now from the cold and flu season that never seemed to end? And so here I am. Healthy, happy. Of course, these do not diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent anything. Disclaimer over. But I did want to read what you guys are saying about Revitagard and Revita Sinus. I've been using it and it has been working so far. Somebody else says, these products work well for me. I use them seasonally and have stayed well. So far, so great. One of you said, we are well into the cold and flu season, and normally by now I would have caught a head cold or some kind of bug, but have been perfectly healthy, even though friends and family all around me have been getting sick. And there are hundreds just like that one. And we are not saying that anything will prevent, but it boosts your immune system. And one of the people who wrote in here was really appreciative of the ingredients, the iodine, the rosemary, the nano such and such, which we don't name here. Go to the LSR store and you can see all the ingredients in those. But speaking of the iodine, shake the nasal spray thoroughly before using, and because the iodine can settle. And then you spray it up there, and it's too potent, too concentrated, and it can burn. But you shake that, and I even give it a couple of sprays into the air before I go up the nasals. But Revitagard, this one's so easy and so enjoyable and so tasty. It's got the peppermint. That's the best seller of all. But, one way too to think about it is prevention. The Revita hands, not prevention, wrong word. That's the making sure that I have a hand sanitizer that is not alcohol based and smelly and unnatural. These are natural products. But speaking of natural products, there's your QR code, by the way, to get your bottles and be stocked up at the Living Springs Retreat store. But Mitchell Hagen, you are the CEO of Country Life Natural Foods. And I want our listeners to start by getting to know you and what makes you tick. What got you interested in providing foods, in teaching on natural foods and healthy eating? How'd you get started at this?
Yes. So before I was doing this, I was actually working in hospital administration. So I was helping with running hospitals and really, but seeing the impacts that diet had on people's lives. And so, because of the impact that diet has on people's lives, I was able to help to join Country Life Natural Foods and then become the president and CEO here, really with the goal of how do we make healthy eating and healthy foods simple and accessible to as many people as we can. And so here at Country Life, we ship health food products like grains, beans, nuts, dried fruits, really foods just like how God natural, simple foods, and we ship all across the United States. Really, we partner with farmers to get all these products, and it's just amazing how what we put in our bodies, the impact that it has on our well-being and everything. And so, sort of through that journey from going to the hospital, seeing people that are very sick and needing some diet changes, and even the impact that it can your diet can have on your overall health, and reversing diabetes and everything as well. It's pretty incredible. So it's great to be here with Country Life Natural Foods, helping people have access to more healthy foods and make.
So the medical system is dealing with these things on the back end. You've moved to the front end, haven't you? Because would you say a sizable portion of the cause of a lot of what is happening in hospitals is bad lifestyle, that we have lifestyle disease risks rising and a lot of consequences, and we love our hospitals for urgent care and a lot of reasons. But I wonder if we could reduce our need for so much medical care if we are participating in the lifestyle that you're recommending.
Exactly. Because yes, hospitals certainly still have their role for medical emergencies and help treating illness as well. But reduced or made much more manageable, and even yeah, some things like diabetes and certain conditions can be totally reversed through just healthy diet and sort of that lifestyle aspect. And so that's one of the awesome things that Living Springs Retreat is doing, where they bring people in in their and really show people these ways that you can have a healthy lifestyle, really. But diet plays such a key role in that. And really, exactly, when I was working in the hospital, so many of the reasons, particularly people that would come in over and over again for these chronic ailments, it was just their lifestyle. And the physician was telling them, you just need to improve your lifestyle. You need to sleep better. You need to watch what you're eating. And if you make these changes, we won't have to keep seeing you in the hospital, and you'll feel a lot better too. And so sort of from that, I've always been passionate about hey, how can we, if our bodies are a temple of God, and we want to take good care of them, how can we make sure we are taking the best care of them by what we put in our bodies through the food that we eat. And so here at Country Life, we carry simple foods. Like most of the foods that we carry are one ingredient, whether it's black beans or chia seeds or flax seeds, or just through his creativity, how all those different foods, when you can combine them together, and you can make really delicious foods as well. And at Country Life, one of the things we also do is we provide all kinds of recipes. Our website's countrylifefoods.com, and there we have all kinds of recipes that are totally free for people to use, and it hopefully making it so healthy plant-based eating doesn't have to be where you're sacrificing flavor. But you can still eat super delicious foods, and take good care of your body as well. And so it's just amazing the benefits of a well-rounded plant-based diet, how it can really impact your health and well-being.
Mitchell, when I went from eating just the standard American diet to a whole plant food diet, nutritious superfoods, high fiber, I enjoy my food now more than I did then. So what you're saying is it's not going to be flavorless. You just, you learn how to cook. My wife does a lot of the cooking, so I can't take too much credit for that. But man, my family and I, we just enjoyed a wonderful chili with rice and quinoa, and we had cauliflower, and it was just like super nutrient, very tasty, enjoyable. And so, when people come to LSR, I've been to Oak Haven and visited you guys. And people always come away with like, these people are so happy. These people are so, when you said you're going to feel better, I totally concur with that. And there is the QR code, folks. You can check out Country Life's website, and that's where you can find the free recipes and stuff, and go shopping. Of course, you mentioned you got the nuts and seeds, grains and beans, and the dried fruit. What are some of the favorites at the Country Life store that people like the best?
Yes, there's so many good things. Yeah, a lot of those uh, grains and seeds, like chia seeds. We carry a lot of chia seeds, and things like peanuts and and rice. This pretty much most of what we carry, we source directly from the farmers. And so a wide variety of beans. We have some bean farmers here in Michigan. Their farms, and we're based in Southwest Michigan. But what we're able to do with that is we have sort of built out a whole delivery network where we'll deliver anywhere in the United States, right to people's homes. And so we're all about, we realize everyone has a busy lifestyle, but how do we make healthy eating be simple to add as a part of our lifestyle, and cooking at home and everything as well. Because yeah, just like with Scott, processed foods, I mean, when you're used to them, they taste super good, but once you go to a base diet, sometimes if I have a snack, something about, I'm like, oh wow, I don't feel good afterwards. Whereas when you eat just these wholesome natural foods, how they can really boost give you energy and everything. And so we also make a variety of products here in house as well, such as granolas. We have some really awesome granolas that people really like too. a maple pecan granola, a cashew date granola, almond granola, and yeah. So really, we're about how do you make healthy eating healthy, taste great, be super simple, get it delivered right to your house. All kinds of healthy ingredients, and it's free delivery anywhere in the U.S. On any order over $99. We also have a mobile app. It's Country Life Foods in the App Store, and so that's another easy way for not only ingredients but also recipes. I use it myself because we have a whole recipe easily from the app. Be like, hey, I want a good idea of what I should make for dinner, and yeah, so um, really using it as a resource. So healthy plant-based eating, it has so many health benefits. There's actually studies that show that when you do have healthy plant-based eating, and along with a spiritual connection with God, how you live longer, um, and 5 to 10 years longer, along with just not only living longer but living better, and having energy and stuff as you age as well.
Absolutely. I'm familiar with those studies, the Adventist health studies. And part of
Hmm.
that spiritual connection with God is also that concept of Sabbath rest. And so, that's a population of people that you can study and compare with the general population right around them. And then you can drill in, and amongst the Adventists, you can see variations in lifestyle. And the more you are incorporating the kind of foods we're talking about today, the better you're doing. People go to the LSR store, they get the chia seeds, they get other things that you see up on the screen. And what I love about the Church of God is we are complementary one with another. It's not like LSR sitting here like, well, we better not let Country Life come on because they're selling some of the same stuff as us. But it's like, we want to see people thrive. And so, what do you guys provide that folks can't yet find at the LSR store? And you mentioned the granolas. I could live on granola, but I don't know exactly what in particular you might want to point people to the most. And then I want to ask you about the book of Daniel. I want to ask you about the Bible and diets, but
Mm.
first, give us a little bit of a suggestion of what to find there.
Yes. One of the things we offer. So one of the ways you can get savings, eating healthy and save money as well, is buying in bulk. So we have a lot of customers. They buy 25-pound bags of different products, flax seeds, or um, quinoa, or couscous, or all kinds of things. And so we have a warehouse where we're getting all kinds of products in from farmers all across the country. Um, and they come in most times in bulk bags. And so what we do is we sell 25, 50-pound bags, along with we repackage some of them down to smaller sizes. Um, and then partner with different organizations. So their Living Springs retreat from us and get a lot of really good ingredients that they're able to package down themselves and sell online. But then also in their Living Springs retreat, the retreat aspect, the lifestyle program, a lot of what they're doing there, they're able to use things that we're able to source from farmers all across the country, and implement into their lifestyle medicine program. And so that's been really great to see, at how again, healthy plant-based eating, how that can really integrate in someone's diet, and have so many benefits, health benefits, that you get there, and is taught obviously at the retreat itself, but shared through a lot of this good content that Living Springs has as well. And so yeah, bulk size. Country Life is really a great resource for getting foods directly from farmers. Essentially, most of our supply chain is farmers, us, and then right to your home. And whereas most other foods, it goes through so many different processes and distribution centers, and you don't really even know where your food has been from when it got from the left of the farm to when it actually gets to your door. And so we try to make it super simple, where it's just people that are growing foods, and then getting it from a healthy, good source, delivered right to your house.
Yeah, it's verified. It's you got the quality control in place, so you're working with people that you can trust, and that it's not you don't have any question marks about, I buy this on Amazon. Is this some kind of false label or whatever? And by the way, the Ritzema family uses Country Life foods. And so I'm practicing what I preach here, and whether you use the turmeric powder there too. There are so many great options. But I want you to you spoke of God. That's a lot of what is motivating you guys to help people be healthy. Give us a little biblical perspective. I know that you have a passion for Bible prophecy, for the book of Daniel. And what's the story of Daniel in Daniel chapter 1?
Yes, yes. Daniel chapter 1 is really just an awesome story about, yeah, diet. And so, sort of the premise is Daniel and his friends and his Israel has been attacked by the Babylonians. And so Daniel and his friends are taken into captivity, away out of Israel. And the king at the time, King Nebuchadnezzar, he is trying to find the best and the brightest from all these different territories they have conquered. And he's saying, okay, I'm going to try to make them into administrators in my kingdom. And so he's looking for the best and the brightest. And from that, he says, well, if they're the best and the brightest, I'm going to give them the best foods in our kingdom, all kinds of delicacies and meats and all these extravagant desserts and everything, and thinking this is how I'm going to really reward these people for, and hopefully have them learn and become great administrators in my kingdom. But Daniel and his friends had a different perspective. They said, we were raised on a simple plant-based diet, and we've been instructed by God, through their strong relationship with God, that by having a simple plant-based diet, we can have the strongest connection with our God, and we can ultimately be the best we can be for the kingdom here in Babylon. And so the person that's watching them overseeing this program, chief of the eunuchs, he is at first like, what? I'm not going to give you just plant-based foods. You guys are going to wither away, and you guys are going to be so much weaker than the other people in this cohort. And so, but Daniel and his friends are able to convince the chief of the eunuchs that's overseeing him, let's do a test. For 10 days, let's try this experiment and see how it goes. If we just eat simple foods, compared to the other people that are eating all these rich foods. And so they do this test, and at the end of the 10 days, they're actually going to go before the King Nebuchadnezzar to sort of do a test where he's going to ask him different questions and stuff. And in the Bible, it's found in Daniel chapter 1, actually verse 20, where they've gone in front of Nebuchadnezzar, and he finds them to be 10 times smarter than the other magistrates from the other parts of the kingdom. And obviously there was divine intervention there as well. But one of the key things that chapter is all about is the benefits of the plant-based diet, how Daniel and his friends, they were found to be stronger and healthier looking, and also to be vastly smarter, with the clarity of thought and everything as well, through having that healthy plant-based diet, eating simple foods, grains, beans, nuts, and so I think it's just really a testament of how by what we eat, and how it can give us so much clarity in our spiritual walk as well, as we're looking to study God's word and we're looking to do those things. It gives us more of a desire and also the clarity of thought to really deepen our faith. And so I just really like that story of Daniel. There's other examples all throughout the Bible of the benefits of a healthy diet, and that's just one that really sticks out to me. Whenever I read it, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's a powerful story because it's like the first randomized controlled trial in history, right? I mean, this is an experiment that was done. And Daniel said, test your servants and see after 10 days how this works out. And it worked. As you mentioned, they were stronger, they were wiser. And so it impressed the royalty, the royal court, so much that they let them stay on that diet, even though it was contrary to that of the king, and which is quite an offense to the king to say, well, we want to refrain from your food can we have this instead? But they wanted to be faithful to God because there would have been food elements in that provision of the king that would not have been permissible under God's law in terms of the unclean meats, and it had been sacrificed to idols and so on.
Mhm.
So Daniel had a compulsion of conscience to go all the way back to the Garden of Eden diet. I mean, you mentioned there's other scripture on this, right? I mean, we read in Genesis 1 and in Genesis 3 that God appointed to mankind what you're describing, plant foods, that which grows from the ground. Um, uh, do you want to speak to the rest of this, the Bible times? I mean, people were eating meat in the Bible. Give us some perspective on that, and then where we're going next, if we do our work properly.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think one of the amazing things is God works with us where we are. Um, at that time, yeah, there wasn't as much like a whole diet of grains and things. I'm actually they had a lot back then as well. But yeah, people in Bible times they did eat different types of meats, but even with that, God was selective. Okay, don't eat these kinds of meats. Um, and there's even been research to say, okay, certain types of meat like pork and things like that are you're more likely to get sick from than other things. But how God He works with us. Now it's amazing how we have access to so many things with our modern economies and everything. We're able to get all kinds of nutrition from different grains and things. But you brought out a great point, Scott, where it's the Garden of Eden diet, where this was God's original plan for us. Was hey, you've got this garden here, and through this garden, hopefully with the foods you eat and just the time you're able to spend with God, how it'll have enable you to have a very deep relationship with Christ throughout this process. Obviously, we as humanity we fell and into sin, and so we had that separation. But how God ultimately He wants to spend eternity with us, and He wants to have eternity to develop a relationship with each and every one of us because He loves us so incredibly much, and there's only His Son to die for us. And so I think it's just a reminder to show, hey, back in the Garden of Eden, God wanted that deep relationship, and by making sure we're taking care of our bodies and everything, we can be like in the Old Testament or in Genesis talks about Enoch, how he walked with God, how he really made that a focus and a priority, and how yeah his diet and just his how he took care of himself as part of that really gave him that clarity of thought to be able to spend all that time with God, where eventually God was like, you're spending so much time with me, I'm just going to take you up to heaven, where we can just continue to spend all our time together. We're already spending so much time together. And so yeah, it's amazing how this the connection between our health and our diet and also our spiritual walk are so interconnected, and how it just helps us be able to develop a deeper relationship with Christ. Even from my own experience, if I don't eat healthy, sometimes I have groggy thoughts or I don't have motivation to. I got we take care of our bodies, how it helps in so many other aspects as well.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have experienced that. Is spiritual growth that happens when you're taking care of your health. You just have that clearer mind, being transformed by the renewing of our minds. And that's only by the merits and blood of Jesus Christ shed on Calvary's cross. And I know that's what motivates you guys. When folks come to Living Springs, there's a devotional, and it's not like we're here to mandate a religion. Everybody's free to choose what to believe, and we encourage people to give a chance to the scriptures, to Jesus and the gospels. And so I'm glad that you spoke to that. Do you have, oh, by the way, before I ask you more about healthy food, what did you do to your hand? You got the thing on your hand.
This is so you maybe you see it. So actually, just this morning, I actually broke two of my fingers, trying to fix one of our
Oh,
ball lines.
brother.
Um, and yes, yes. So I mean, I say that a lot of our medical things can be prevented by a healthy diet, but medical care definitely plays a role in everything as well. And so I was very blessed. We have a hospital all bandaged up, so my apologies. I do have a bandage on my hand right now.
Oh no, you don't have to apologize. That
But
we're concerned. We're caring for you. I'm sorry that that happened to you, brother. You got such great energy and joy and peace in the midst of the pain. It must not feel too good.
oh, thinking that it's really amazing how both points and how uh, amazing and heal. So I can have a second functioning hand.
Do you have anything with you that you can show us?
Yes, I do. And I may make a little bit of the audio since I'm here. Yeah, one of our products here is Cuban black bean soup mix, and this is something we make here in the house. It makes it so easy. Cook at home. Just add water. So it's all kinds of healthy beans, all kinds of organic, uh, organic beans and onion flakes and celery. You just add it to a healthy, nutritious meal in just 5 minutes. So that's really an awesome one. We have an instant vegan cheese mix that we make in house right here. A lot of these different products, both the Cuban black bean soup and this. And this is actually good for you. And so it's a cashew based thing, but it tastes like cheese, but it has no dairy. It's all completely plant based. And so this really is another one. If you're used to eating cheese or something, but you're trying to go plant based, this can be a great for mac and cheese and things as well. Then also we make a wide. So this is just one that we have here. It's our Cascadia trail mix. But yeah, our all kinds of just really good dried fruits and nuts here, to make different trail mixes. And it's amazing how God created so many different benefits and nutritional benefits, and we're able to combine a lot of different things, different types of nuts and fruit. You can sort of get a well balanced variety of nutrition, all swoop. And then also another good product that we have that for people used to all kinds of different plant milk powder. You can use even if your backpack even too. You just add water and you have really good all organic plant based milk option as well. So this is just a few products that we have. I mean, foods.com to really see the whole wide variety of things that we have and offer. How do we make healthy eating simple? Make it where it tastes great as well.
Absolutely. And you know that cheese, I had to come off of an addiction to cheese. And cashews are the plant-based diet's a gift from God. And I'll tell you that kind of cheese that you make out of cashews, man, that's good stuff. And it's better for you than some of the oil-based cheeses on the grocery store shelves. Like, just because it says vegan doesn't mean it's healthy, right?
Exactly. So yeah, just because this is vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. And so yeah, knowing what we're putting into the body and to make sure we are putting in things that just because it's vegan. I mean, there's all kinds of sugary snacks that are made or plant based, but are not going to give you that nutrition that you need, and the right nutrients to run at their optimal level. So yeah, we're all source simple foods that you can actually pronounce. Is another big thing. We're not doing any scientific, but foods like how God made them. All kinds of nuts and seeds and things, or granolas, or different things that we carry as well. But simple nutrition.
So when we are in heaven, when we're upon the new earth, we have eternal life. We no longer are in these dying bodies. Biblically speaking, at that point, what is the diet of mankind?
That's actually a good question. What is our diet going to be like in heaven? Um, and I mean, even like interactive. What I've researched and
You broke up a little bit there. I think that you pitched it back to me. I noticed in Isaiah about the end times, the lion will lie down with the lamb. So
yeah.
you have peace within the animal kingdom, no more killing. And I know Adam named the animals. He didn't carve them up and eat them in the Garden of Eden. So, I think we'll be back to that Garden of Eden diet for eternity. And I'm just like, why not start now? I feel better when I'm on that whole plant diet. I'm not condemning those that choose to eat cheese, but for myself and my family, we found great benefits from going this direction. I know people come to Living Springs, they walk away changed physically, and they can feel the difference emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So, we get started now, but, God wants to just bless us. It's not about some law and rule by some arbitrary decree of a divine dictator. And that's a false view of our God of love. He gives us what works best, and He recommends that we do it. And we do it to honor Him because we love Him and we want to glorify Him, but also to enjoy the benefits, and we just do it because we trust Him. Huh?
Yeah. I think you brought a great point. Being able to, how in heaven all the animals live in harmony. How God didn't create the animals. Yeah, at least not and for us to eat and kill and if you're seeing eating stuff, it's not a very pleasant thing to watch. Certainly, and so but that we're not gonna. There's gonna be no death, no pain, in those things in to come, and how even those that we see now that maybe are typically predators and how they're going to be able to live in harmony. A lion are going to be able to. So it really is amazing to think about how everything plants and foods, things like that are made for us to eat, and bloody death to eat a mango. Maybe they are pretty juicy, but and how it shares that there's going to be a sort of the life. It's going to have all different kinds of fruit and things. I mean, some of my favorite fruits there in the. I was just recently down in and got to have some of the fresh fruit down there. I was like, wow, it's just amazing how you have mangoes and you have papaya and coconuts, and each of them have different health benefits and stuff. So that way we can rounded diet, and again, just they taste good, but also they are good for us and being as well.
You had me at mango, Mitchell. That's the best, most tasty food there is, the mango. It's a hassle to cut one properly. I'm still not sure I've learned that skill. But, Jeremy, do we have any questions from the audience? You can cue those up. Or any comments, any shout outs. I'd love to say hi to you guys. We're live. Mitchell, what else do you have as far as the product recommendations go for folks visiting Country Life Natural Foods?
Yeah, yeah. One of the things, we don't carry fresh fruit, but we do carry a lot of dried. Like we have dried mango slices, which are on, and
It's candy.
all kinds of. It really, it's like God's candy, nature's candy. So, we have all kinds of dried fruits. I mean, raisins, apples, but we also foods that we make here in house. All kinds of easy meals. So I shared the Cuban black bean soup mix that we have. We also have an Ethiopian gentleman make authentic Ethiopian lentils here, a dry mix that you can easily make at home. All you do is you add water, and you can have it's like a Ethiopian curry type dish. And there was actually recently a lady that came into our store, and she's like, "What? You have like these lentils thing for?" I'm finding some of these authentic foods, and so we're trying to make it different foods you can try that are easy to make at home. Because you realize we have a busy lifestyle. That's one from people. I'm too busy to eat healthy. And maybe it does take trying to cook a good, healthy, plant-based meal than just throwing a away. But it really, you get all wholesome nutrition, and they have a family, or married, or you make it a whole experience. You got kids, bring it ahead, cook, and make it a whole experience. Also, one of the biggest things that impacted me, when you invite people over for a meal. I know I've been blessed over. We'd love to have you over for lunch or something. And then me also being able to invite people over. How you chip with a person, get to know them over food. And one thing really awesome in the Bible as well. All throughout Jesus' ministry, he's eating with the lowest people in society. He's eating with the Pharisees. I one time I went through one of the Gospels. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was close to 30 references of Jesus just eating with people. And everyone has to eat. And it's really an opportunity when you're eating. I mean, a Country Life, our goal is to make it so you can conveniently deliver right to your home, but the food's for you to enjoy. But use it as a blessing for others, and have them come join in a meal together. Because that when people have done that for me, and also being able for other people coming over meals, it's really incredible experience.
Wow, that's beautiful. And I know when we were talking before, your mission is to reach people for Christ. This is eternal life that you have in mind. And that's brought in a context of Christ's method of reaching people in their lives, caring about them. So I love hearing that you practice what you preach, and that Country Life, like LSR, is about just really coming close to people and caring about people. And also, mealtime as a family is, I think, underrated and understated in its impact in our culture today, where we're all glued to our devices, and over mealtime, you can set them aside. You can bring the children around the table, look each other in the eye, have conversation, learn the manners, and so, yeah, get into the kitchen, cooking together. These are very important things to be incorporating into our lives. It's a cultural ritual, if you will. The mealtime. In fact, the Bible even says that the children will be like olive plants round about thy tables. So the development of that child is very much happening at the table. So thank you for that. Jeremy, do we want to say hi to some folks? Who do we have tuning in today? And do you guys have any questions about Country Life products. Valerie gives us a heart and praying hands. Thank you, Valerie, for being with us. And a hello from Shauna. I like your name. Shana Banana. Oh, Banana Mitchell, you had me at granola and dried fruit and your milk powder, and I was envisioning my favorite. I went from eating sugar cereal as a kid, growing up on Lucky Charms, to dates, a little bit of honey, and maple granola, and it's all of a sudden when you come off the sugar addiction, it's like it can get too sweet just with these natural products. So it's not like where's my next sugar kick? It's just wonderfully delicious with the dried fruit on there. So you reminded me of that, Ms. Banana, about the tasty, nutritious fruit. I think the banana and the mango are the two most eaten fruits in the world. That's what I heard in a trivia question once. I can't remember which one was number one and which one was number two. But in Michigan, it's all about the apples and berries and June strawberries and June. Michigan's got peaches. Michigan's got everything, but most specializing in the apples, right?
Yes. All kinds of apples that we get right from farmers right here, but also cranberries and cherries. It is really amazing how, there's so many different varieties of fruits. And yeah, we have bananas. We have dried bananas chips, which are also a really good snack too. Banana, yeah.
CountryLifeNaturalFoods.com.
CountryLifeFoods.com.
Foods. CountryLifeFoods.com.
Yeah, CountryLifeFoods.com is where the products and check out our website.
Great. Well, somebody's talking about cold water, and here we are, in the season of wanting to improve our immune system. Lest I forget to mention again, the sponsor from the beginning of the show at LSR, you got the nasal spray and the throat spray, tasty throat spray with the peppermint. But if you can't afford to buy products to boost your immune system, you can't afford to buy oregano oil and all the things that you want to add, you can do things for free, like hydrotherapy, drinking a lot of water, rest, sunlight, fresh air at night and all the time. So B. Hendricks says it feels good putting cold on you after a warm shower. Go outside and get in the cold water and cover yourself with snow. That is not for the faint of heart there, my Hendricks friend. I've done it. But, being a Michigander, of course, Mitchell, you understand what cold well water in the winter feels like. Do you believe in the hot, cold contrast showers, or even doing something like running outside rolling in the snow after you shower?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, what the benefits of hot cold treatment can have. I go in the shower and you start on cold and then you hop in and then you feel so more revitalized. Particularly, I don't do it all the time. I'll be honest. If you want to just feel it's amazing what it can do to your immune system and help just cost anything, really. And particularly here in Michigan, right now, I'm looking outside. We got a bunch of snow coming, and so we get a certainly free cold aspect in the winter, and so yeah, and it's refreshing how just that factor our bodies.
Well, I'm a Michigander too. I don't know if you know that, but my name is Scott. Scott, not Scott. So that's how you can tell you're from the Midwest. And I'm in the South right now, but the water, if it's not well water, if it's city water or whatever, it just goes through the pipes. It's so warm, and it's like I miss the really intense cold where you're just like dancing around, you're breathing, for 30 seconds with that cold water. And folks always do this with supervision if you have conditions and dizziness and so on. But have a loved one if you want to try this out and you've never done it. But I end every shower with cold. I just got in that habit, and partly for the benefits. Because it activates the lymphatic system, it boosts the immune system, it's good for the mind, the blood flow increases. But also, and folks, you're going to have a hard time believing this, but you have to try it, okay? Don't take my word for it. But when you get plenty warm in your shower and end with cold, you walk out of the shower warm. Your body will be warm. You will feel warm. I'm not making this up. Here's how it works. The pores close. When the cold water is hitting it, the pores close in the heat that you had caused your body to absorb through the hot shower. And so just end every shower with cold, and you'll never be cold after your shower again. A lot of times we have a shower, we get out, and it's kind of cold. But this way, end your shower with cold, and you won't be cold. I know it's one of the great ironies in the universe and God's health laws, but what we're talking about here too is the contrast. If you go back and forth a few times in your shower, then that increases that effect because you're going like 2 minutes hot, 30 seconds cold. 2 minutes hot, 30 seconds cold. And Hendrix is talking about ginger and turmeric root, and the same way as sweet potatoes. How to plant them. But yeah, for immune boosting also. Turmeric, ginger, garlic. I told you guys at the beginning somebody's fighting something in my family, right? So literally, I'm sitting at the dinner table. I'm slicing up my garlic into little tiny bits. I didn't have the mixer, but you get it oxidized for a few minutes. And you just eat like a clove of, not the whole bulb, but a little clove of raw garlic. And that's a supplement that you didn't have to go to the store to buy. That was super cheap and is one of the most effective. Well, Jeremy, who else do we have there? Yeah, hear the Lord speak in my garden. You know what? I actually commented in the chat on that one because, Hendrix, you just remind me of the scriptures that say God walked in the garden in the cool of the day. Yeah, there's Scott. That's funny. That's where God put Adam and Eve in the beginning, in the garden of Eden. Getting outside, being in nature, the foods, the diet that Mitchell's talking with us today about is one of the health laws that God has put into place. We were talking earlier about fresh air, sunshine, rest. All of these not only boost our immune system and help us to not get sick or to recover from an illness more quickly, have to be less severe and shorter, but they fill our lives with the health principles to reduce disease risk, bring greater energy, mental health, and so on. And it goes back to the Garden of Eden. I find that beautiful. Mitchell, you mentioned the tree of life. In the new earth, at the end, in heaven, the tree of life is seen there in Revelation 21 and 22. That's the same tree that was in the Garden of Eden 6,000 years ago with Adam and Eve, right? So it's like still there?
Yes. No, it's amazing. Yeah. How God took it away. But yeah, how we have eternal life again through Christ. With that, tree of life is going to be back in the north. Yeah, so that's amazing. And then, like you shared there, Scott, it's the whole well aspect. Other things, fresh air, like you said, sunshine, rest, having good temperance, and actually something we do here at Country Life. Spring, we do something we call the 8-week health challenge. Each of those things, and we say, okay, how can we do this health challenge? We sort of a community group that we have through our website and stuff as well. And so we have a couple hundred people participating. And it's simple things for like diet. It was trying on your plate, eat different greens and things. Then also drinking water. Try to make sure, just focusing 1 week on each of the different skills, hopefully compounding on each other. At least 15 minutes outside in the sun. So you're getting enough. So you're getting. So really looking at the whole person, how each of that has such a powerful impact. And like you shared there, just really get strength in your relationship with God as well.
Marshmallows, which means they're approved to eat. Love those, and also they have flavors I didn't know existed. What are the Dandy's marshmallows, Mitchell? I don't know what those are.
Yes, our Dandy marshmallows. Those are all vegan marshmallows, and so I mean some of the things that we carry, they're healthier alternatives than what you find. And everything in moderation. I think one of the big things is moderation. I mean, with Dan, a super good plant-based alternative. We wouldn't eat a ton of them, but like a pumpkin flavor, a maple. And it's just one of those things where you're around the campfire, you still be able to have a option of a s'more type. Yeah, Dandies are a product that we carry. It's all plant-based marshmallows, and yeah, it's amazing how all these different things, how you can eat them in a community really, and being around a campfire, and how you can sort of choose things.
A friend of mine who owns a health food store says, here we sell both the best and the better. So it's like, if you're going to eat marshmallows, go with the Dandies as opposed to the whatever the main brand is for Martello. Forget about that, but we don't probably even want to name the brand. But it's like it's not like marshmallows are one of the necessary food groups. I mean, we're focusing on fruits, grains, nuts, and seeds, vegetables, and legumes. And I was remembering a little rhyme that we have at our dinner. We haven't done it in quite as many months. But breakfast in our family, we focus on fruits, grains, nuts, and seeds. And then at dinner, vegetables, grains, legumes, and more nuts and seeds occasionally as well. And things like avocado. And so we have this little rhyme at dinner, and it goes, fats, grains, greens, vegetables, and beans. So you're making sure to get your avocado, or your olives, or your nuts and seeds, some good fats, grains, and it's not in this order. I think, grains and beans and vegetables are the real, basis, bottom of the pyramid, so to speak, at the dinner. But fats, grains, greens, vegetables, and beans, including the greens. We can go vegetables and have vegetables, but if there's nothing green, we're missing something, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. This is a little delay. I thought you were going to just nod.
No, you're good. No, I agree. I think sometimes come with those rhymes. I think that's really cool where you come with a rhyme that makes it stick more in our mind. Okay, yeah, these different things that I need to eat and stuff. Really get engaged as well on how we can be healthier and the awesome way.
Absolutely. Well, Janice is very appreciative of you, Mitchell. She's going to be ordering from this company, Country Life. If it wasn't for this video, I would have never heard of it. And she says thanks. So you're welcome, Janice. We're happy to host Mitchell. We really believe in what those guys are doing is complementary to what Living Springs is doing. Mitchell, what do you like at Living Springs store best? Do you like those flax seeds and chia seeds? I think you guys sell those too, don't you?
Yeah,
Living Springs. We should talk about the. Go ahead.
No, you guys got all kinds of really good things. We're delivering cheese and stuff as well. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, just the and then yeah, one thing I honestly like myself, I think, is coming. You got forward. That's not as long as some others, where it's short, but you really learn all kinds of good practical things on how we can have a healthy diet, and sometimes it's some of the material going in and just saying, hey, my focus is really how to benefit my health and improve my health, making sure I'm making healthy decisions, how they can even help any of us on it, wherever we are in our lifestyle. I think it's amazing what Springs is doing to help in that space.
Absolutely. Tips on flax seeds, by the way, since I mentioned flax seeds. Don't buy them pre-ground. Buy them whole. Grind them yourself in a coffee grinder and just eat them. And, if you store them pre-ground, or if you store them ground for a long time, they lose their quality very quickly. There's that ground flax seed. And, of course, there's the LSR detox course. That's something to consider as well. An intensive study with Barbara O'Neill and others in a curricular type of way to walk you through a 10-day, or was it 8-day? Jeremy, maybe he's finding that QR code. There, it's that fast. 7-day detox course with Barbara O'Neill. And I got to interview Barbara just 2 days ago as well, and we were talking about some of these same things, and it's God's healing methods. It's getting back to nature and the way that God designed for us to be in nature. So Thank you. Jeremy, who else is chiming in with questions or comments? Will we chat with them for a couple more minutes and let Mitchell go? Well, that may be it. It was awesome talking with you guys who were there in the chat today. And if you're watching this later, post your comments. What's your favorite healthy, natural food from the garden, from the ground, those full plant foods? I like the King James and Daniel one, Mitchell. It says pulse and water. That was what Daniel ate and drank. He didn't drink the alcohol. He didn't drink the king's wine. He drank only water. And he drank that healthy plant food, pulse. It's like fibrous food, food that's grown from the ground. And, that whole fiber, full fiber, whole plant diet, you can't beat it. And it worked for those guys. We're going to enjoy it forever and ever. And give it a try now. See if it works for you. Try it for 10 days. Like Daniel did it. Test it. See how that works out for you. I appreciate you, Mitchell, encouraging us along those lines, as well as giving us specific practical ways to get products from a source that we know is validated, verified, and very trustworthy. Final comments for our listeners?
Yeah. I think, the time to start is now. It doesn't feel like it's all about possible. For us to be able to eat healthy and get food right to our home. So again, check out our website, countrylifefoods.com. Look for ingredients, but also for recipes. And maybe you have a lot of good vegetables in your garden, and you're like, hey, I want to supplement dry things in my garden that I'm growing in the summer or even here with some green. Saying healthy eating can be simple, and that way, who doesn't want to live longer and live a healthier life as well? And it's lifefoods.com. We're here to help you along your healthy eating journey. And it's so great getting to join you here, Scott. Work that you guys are doing there at Living Springs Retreat, and making it so people can healthy foods, but also learning about just wholesome, what you all Living Springs are doing, and having this content as well, where people can we follow along. I know I've enjoyed the YouTube content there, and through Living Springs, we're always learning about how we can live healthier and happier life.
Excellent. Thank you, Mitchell. And we appreciate you being our guest and doing this work with energy, enthusiasm, with a mission, really a mission to help people. So we'll see you all on our next episode of LSR Live, once again, 4 Eastern, 3 Central. And it's always Wednesdays. It's going to be Sonia from Wellness Secrets, and one of your favorite topics, listeners. I know you always have a lot of questions about natural remedies. So join us. Bring your questions. We will be live. And I'm Scott Ritzema, host of Living Springs Retreat Live. And we'll see. Oh, yes. And thanks to our producer, Christian Digital Network. That's the Jeremy I'm always talking to. Jeremy, great job today. Folks can check them out at the QR code there, from likes to live streams, and subscribe to their YouTube channel. And enjoy a lot of good Christian content there as well. God bless you all. We'll see you next Wednesday. Signing off now. May you find peace in Christ.